Hello, it's Julie the Oracle here. So we're getting into January by the time this video is going to be posted, but this is a timeless reading, and I just want to let you guys know how much I appreciate your support with this channel, and I'm hoping that whatever questions you may have, that you will find the answers you seek here, or guidance, comfort, whatever it is that you are needing right now. Please take what resonates and leave the rest. I decided to use my celestial playing cards today. I've got a few oracle here that we'll go over in just a little bit. Trying to keep it a little bit shorter. I know I keep saying I'm doing that, but I'm a work in progress, guys. ADHD here. This mind is like wanting to do all these things, but then my mouth talks. So I'll try to be better about it. Okay. If you hear any noise in the background, it's super windy and cold here. So the wind is just ferocious. It's a good word for it. But I'm using celestial playing cards, and I decided to ask something that's been occurring to me lately is the elements. We don't think about it. Earth, water, fire, air. Some people can communicate with elements. I don't know. Everybody, I guess, could. I don't know if it's kind of just selective, but I think in the same way that we can channel messages from things, as from, whether it's channeling messages from spirits on the other side or channeling messages from ETs or angels, I think that we could also channel messages from the earth. The earth is very much alive. That's why it's such a good thing when we say go earthing, to put your bare feet to the solid earth or in the sand and the water, as long as it's all natural, because it is extremely good for your body, and it's kind of an exchange of energy. Like, you're getting energy from the earth, and it's just very healthy for you. And I say that because the elements have things that they want to tell you as well. And so I asked, what do the elements, what are the elements telling you? Pretty basic. Anyways, I pulled 3 cards. So we have the 7 of Spades here, which is 7 of Swords. We have the 10 of Spades, 10 of Swords, and then we have the 5 of Clubs, which would be the 5 of Wands. It's kind of interesting. So when I go with the 7 of Spades, I say Swords, it's air. You've got 2 airs, and then you have a fire. So you've got air and fire, and if we think about like oxygen, certain things are combustible. So if you were to feed oxygen to the right things, like at the right time, it would just go kaboom. You'd have this huge ball of fire on your hands. And so combining the air and the fire here, this is a situation that is combustible. The 7 of Swords naturally to me is a deception card, which is kind of universal, but to me it's like someone who's not being honest, whether it's with themselves or others, or it's somebody who could be talking about you or lying to you, doing something behind your back. It's very deceptive, but it doesn't have to be a bad thing. Sometimes it's just people keeping things to themselves, that like secrets that aren't known but maybe they should be, people hiding feelings from you because they're not ready to tell you, that kind of thing. So with the 7 of Swords, and these are constellations, I like it. This one I think says Pixies, I don't know. It's hard to read. It's kind of small, and right now I have a headache, I'll be honest. It's hard for me to focus on anything. But with the 7 of Swords, I think some deception happened here. So this is the situation. Someone was deceptive with the 7 of Swords. This deception, for whatever reason, has caused an ending. 10 of Swords, somebody got sick of it. Swords, not only are they air, but they are communication and thoughts and communication. Somebody was up in their head about it. Like, so somebody was withholding or being dishonest. You tell me. Your situations are all different. So some of you could have had somebody that you thought was being kind of a snake, or maybe there was a rat, at work, or somebody that was tattletelling or talking about you specifically, or just somebody that you felt was dishonest naturally with everybody. For others, it's going to be a situation where someone was just like, you knew, your instincts told you that this person was hiding something from you, but it may not necessarily be a bad thing on that. Just play it by ear into your situation, trust your instincts on it. Your intuition is going to tell you whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. You'll know. So deal with it accordingly as things come out. But whatever the situation was, it led to somebody walking away. I don't know if this is some type of relationship that ended. And when I say relationship, I don't mean it doesn't have to be romantic. This could be a working relationship. It could be family related, friend related, anything. Any situation is plausible here. Just that deception noted and detected. Deception has been detected and somebody walked away because they weren't getting the truth. And the Five of Wands can denote conflict, changes, obstacles. This is a huge obstacle. It's either something... So in a way, for some of you, this is a big change in your life because you're like, oh, I'm not putting up with that. I'm getting rid of you. You're not in my life anymore. You walked away. For others, it's conflict. It's causing you to fight. So you're still kind of involved, but right now you're coming to blows over this because somebody's not being honest with you. And when you do, maybe you question them about it. I kind of get two people arguing and somebody's questioning and the other person's like, no. They're trying to tell you something different, but either your situation is calling for you to really pay attention to your intuition. So some of you, your situation is telling you that they're not being honest with you, and others, they're just not forthcoming with the truth. There is a difference there. Some people aren't lying to you on purpose, and others are just afraid to tell you something. I mean, I don't know if it could be about romantic feelings in some cases, or maybe there's something that they're afraid that you're going to judge them for. You really got to watch what you do and say because your friends observe you, and if they don't think that they can approach you with something, that's why they may not be honest. Or it could be something as simple as coming to blows with that person you don't like at work. I mean, there's so many scenarios that I'm kind of picking up on here. But it's definitely, deception, walking away, and then conflict. But when I say obstacles, challenges, conflicts, well, we're covering, challenges and conflicts, obstacles, same thing. Anyway, but the change is, some of you have changed and you walked away. Some of you are still in the midst of fighting with whoever this is. And then lastly, the obstacle is, some of you are sitting here going, okay, there's those of you that are sitting here laid back going, I just need to take some time to myself to think about this. I need to, process everything and figure out if this person is being deceptive in a bad way or if they're just kind of, they're afraid to tell me, like, you're asking yourself, how do I be approachable? Because you want to overcome the obstacle and maintain the relationship because you don't want to be like these people over here that are walking away because that's not a good situation. If it's something bad, like, I don't blame you for walking away. But if it's something like they're afraid that you'll judge them and it turns out they just need your love and support, for whatever it is they need to tell you, just listen to them. So hear them out. That's what I'm kind of getting from this. All right, let's take a look at the oracle cards. Okay, we've got the Sovereign here. It's like a crown, and when I think sovereign, I do think of like king, queen, that kind of thing. The phrase, put your big girl panties on, is coming to mind, which is like, okay, you don't like the drama, I understand. The conflict, I'm somebody who doesn't like conflict. I don't like to argue and stuff like, I like things to be in harmony for the most part, but things do happen and you just have to figure out how to handle it. And nobody handles it great, all the time. Sometimes we slip up. Sometimes we fall into being, immature, childish, or, getting angry and not stopping to just think about things or to process and to let it go when we need to let it go. So putting your big girl panties on and dealing with it, this is like, put the crown back on your head. Like, got to remind yourself that you are the king or queen of your life right now. you are in a position where you're in control, and you have to be wise about this, how you're going to handle it. If it's a situation where you know that it's your best interest to walk away, then do so. If you have, more power to you. If it's a situation where you're fighting, it's time to stop and process and reflect, and then decide what to do after that. And then that third option we had over there, where it was more about, this is an obstacle, how do we overcome it and get back to harmony? Yeah, this is where you put that crown on, and you're going to figure out how to approach that person, or how to be kind of gentle with them so that they will open up to you. Like I said, every situation is different. You'll know what your situation is and how to deal with it when the time comes. So for Moonology, we have Blue Moon. Believe in the impossible. Some of you might be feeling like, oh man, this is a pretty bad fight, or, they're hiding stuff for me. You think it's worse than it is, and you're worried how it's going to mess up the relationship, but the truth is, it's like, believe in the impossible. Like, have faith. Things can work themselves out. Nothing should ever be too bad, especially if you have a close relationship with whoever this is. If you've been good, and you've been good for years, you've known this person long enough, you'll know if you're tight with them or not. Like, you'll be able to overcome. The right people will know how to communicate and work things out. The wrong people, well, if they're wrong, then they're not meant to be in your life anyway. Your angel card is angelic protection. Yeah, this is good. So, you have your angels and guides. Well, they are very protective of you. They're not going to let anybody get close to you that doesn't have your best interest. If there are lessons to be learned, there's a reason that people come into your life. If they are deceptive, and you're meant to find out about their misdeeds towards you, and it's harmful, don't worry, you're divinely protected. Like, you're going to be given every opportunity to get away from that person. They're going to keep them away. And so if things don't work out, there's a reason for it. If that person leaves your life, it's for the best. And then we have, this one kind of was a kick in the pants. Was the Dream Oracle. Departed loved ones. You are loved more than you'll ever know. I don't know if you're just kind of worried about this, or maybe you're just, I kind of get somebody thinking about, like, man, somebody who used to go and talk to like a grandmother or a grandfather, aunt, uncle, somebody that, a trusted family member that you used to go and talk to all the time, and they've since passed. And whoever this person is means a lot to you. It could have been a sibling or a significant other, somebody, and you're like, man, now that you're in this situation, you're wanting to go to this person and talk to them because they always helped you work things out, and now you can't. But the truth is, go ahead and talk to them. Just because they're not here physically doesn't mean that they can't hear you, or that it doesn't help you in some way. Think about what they would say, and then maybe it can help you. But even if they can't be there, they still love you, and they're here, and you have their support. You're loved more than you'll ever know. So you are still good. So I get it. When there's conflict and stuff like this, I never feel good about it, especially if it's conflict with somebody that I really love and care about. It really, really bothers me. Because, I want harmony. Always want harmony. And so when things are not harmonious, it's just, to have a disagreement with somebody is okay, but it never just sits quite right with me, because I like to be at peace with people. And so and then it's like, you're sitting there feeling like, oh, I wish I had somebody to go talk to, and that person I went to is not there anymore, and I don't know what to do about this situation. So, talk out loud. It's okay. Supposedly, and I've heard this, and maybe it's just something, some people might believe it, but the dead can hear your thoughts. If they are hanging around the other side and they kind of peek in on us once in a while, I'm sure that they would be like, sense some disarray or something and peek in to see what's going on. But you are loved and you are supported, so have no worries there. These things the storm will pass. That's what I want to put. The storm will pass. It doesn't last that long. Everything will work out the way it's meant to. I pulled color cards. Actually, 2 flew out. So on one side you have amber. On the other side you have rainbow. I like this. Amber is talking about awakening your creativity. To me, this, you know, when we talk about the elements, like you've got this combustible situation with, you know, the swords, which are air, and with clubs that are fire. You know, and if you're air signs, fire signs, things like that. Fire signs, I mean, we can be pretty feisty. But this amber reminds me of fire. So, you know, you can take this message. If you're meant to have awaken your creativity, something with amber, that's fine. And 15 reduces to 6, which if I want to go to the major arcana, it is the Lover's card. So this could be a lover's spat for some of you. Because you guys, I mean, you guys have a lot of fire and passion between you. So this could be the element of fire telling you, like, you know, you're very passionate, and you're going to have, as much as you're going to have passionate love, you're going to have passionate fights too. Some couples are like this. Not everybody is. Just make sure that you're not always fighting, because fighting shouldn't always be the way that you reach your peace. I mean, you'll work it out. I think most of you will work it out, unless they've done something, unless they've lied to you about something, they did something bad. Like, hey, you do whatever you need to do, because take care of yourself, ultimately. If it's a simple thing, then it's one of those things you work out. But if it's not, I am so sorry. The other one is rainbow. It's a number 1. The number 1 card is the Magician. So it's like manifesting. Some of you are manifesting a happy ending. Well, the rainbow comes after the storm, and I mentioned the storm, so you know what? The rainbow comes after the storm. The majority of you, this is going to pass, and whether this person stays in your life or they don't, you're going to be all right. You're going to be okay. And it's funny because it's fire, and then here's air. This is kind of air, because the rainbow is kind of, it's got water too. There you see water, but I think this is the emotional state for some of you after, but it's kind of a mixture of air and water, you know, and the sunlight coming through that creates these rainbows. The sun, you know, is creating this rainbow through rain. So, but it's, I just think it's a better representation that the water's down here, you're getting over your emotions, and then in the air, you got this beautiful rainbow that's come out. So everything's gonna be okay. You guys are gonna be fine. I don't know whose situations these are, but I just hope everything works out for the best for those of you that do have these situations. So good luck, guys.